Tried to make a Earth Day matcha, and all the colors ended up mixing together. But it still looks cool. That is my cat, by the way, Rue. He just happens to show up in all my videos now, but it's his world. I just live in it. It's okay. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Hi, I'm Liv. I'm a spiritual health and life coach, and I'm currently getting my certification so I can be official. And I had another download today, and I wanted to speak on that. I wanted to speak on the signs of the universe. Yeah, I know. Woo woo. Look. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know it sounded kind of ridiculous in the past, but my life has changed for the better. And I grant all that credit to the universe, to spirit, to source, God. Again, it doesn't matter what you call it. That which is greater than me. That is where the power is coming from. And I've been getting a lot of subtle and not so subtle signs ever since 2021, actually. 2021, that's when my spiritual awakening really started. And I didn't ask for this. I didn't necessarily want this, but it kind of just happens whether you want to or not. If you're ready for it or not, it happens. And I was just kind of seeing signs ever since then. One of the first signs was actually my angel numbers, 222, which is tattooed on my wrist. I really need to get that retouched. Wow. But 222 was also my apartment number, my first apartment number, which is a really cute studio. Oh my gosh, I don't miss that life, but that apartment, that was a cute apartment I had. It was my first apartment that I had when I moved out from the apartment that I actually lived with my ex years ago. And I did not plan to move into apartment 222. It was just the only apartment that was available. And I'm like, well, damn, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Because it's like after that, I saw, not even after that, even before that, I saw 222 everywhere, like literally everywhere. And I'm just like, it went from being a coincidence, like, oh, that's funny. Oh, I saw it again. Oh, I saw it again. To literally seeing it everywhere. And I'm like, okay, I have to look this up. I'm seeing it everywhere. It has to mean something at this point. Like, things could only be a coincidence after so many times seeing it consistently. So yeah, that's how it started. But anyway, like I said, I've been receiving these signs ever since 2021. And boy, was my life not great. That's an understatement. But the thing is, I've been seeing these signs and feeling these signs all my life. I just didn't start paying attention until 2021, when it got more obvious. But yeah, and it's like, when you don't listen to the universe will shake things up. The universe will displace you. The universe will do whatever it can to get you to pay attention. And that it did. Because I didn't listen for a while, and my life was quite terrible for a long time, for the majority of my life. And it was a lot of the things that I put myself in a lot of situations due to my own self-loathing. But that's an episode for another day. But the point is, when you're not listening, the universe is gonna get you to listen one way or another. You could keep resisting if you want to, and I did. It's not fun. But here's the thing. The universe speaks through people, Two, it's not just the signs. The universe will speak through people, and it'll be the people you least expect. And I actually have two little small stories of how this happened to me. Um, one time, so this was the first time, not the first time. This is one of the things I recalled. One of the experiences I had where the universe was speaking to me. Um, this was a couple years ago. I had been getting out of a breakup. It was like either my third or fourth breakup, and like the thing is, the relationship wasn't necessarily that long or meaningful, but it had broke me on the inside because I was just in a place where I wasn't loving myself. So the moment someone showed me any inkling of attention, support, or love, I just fell right for it. Fell right for it. Hard, pretty hard. And it was pretty much another guy breaking my heart. No. I mean, yes, he absolutely had a horrendous way of going about it, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, I was broken on the inside. I was broken. And I was in a place mentally where I I truly wanted to give up on life. And I wasn't necessarily going to do anything to make that happen, but there were days that I just wanted anything to take me out. I had gotten to a place where I couldn't do it anymore. And that was a dark, scary place that I've been to many times. So I recognized this in myself. And I called my mom. God love her. She's a saint. Wanda. I called my mom and I told her that I was going to that dark place again, and I was scared. And I felt like all I needed was a small little getaway, a small little vacation. Because and mind you, at the time, I was literally living in the same building as my ex. And and before that, I was living with my ex for 5 months because we were in a lease together. And after 5 months, I couldn't take it anymore, and I just had to leave. And the only place I could go was the apartment down there. But hey, at least it wasn't with him, and God, that was just so much better. Definitely don't recommend living with your ex. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, so I told my mom, and I just leveled with her. I was like, "Mom, I'm not doing well, and I just need to get out of here." And she heard that desperation in my voice, and she didn't even question it. She said, "Okay, okay." I had no money at the time. I was in an apartment that I couldn't afford, a studio apartment that was well over $1,000 a month, and my life was just falling apart, and I felt like all I just needed was to just go somewhere, to just not have to think about how my life is falling apart. But I couldn't afford to go anywhere. Oh, you're leaving? You're leaving? Getting too deep? Okay. Um, so my mom didn't even question it. Just she gave me, some funds and said, "Do what you got to do and take care of yourself." And I went. I took a little long weekend trip to some a random town in Pennsylvania. I think it was like a coal mining town. I don't even remember the name, but I didn't really care. I just needed to go somewhere. So I went there and I took an Uber because I was not mentally in a place to drive. That was not happening. I could barely, like, I was crying for days on end. I felt like I was just in this, like, almost like this, not like numb, but like I kind of felt like The Walking Dead. Like I just couldn't really properly function, let alone drive an hour and a half somewhere I've never been to. So I took an Uber, packed a small bag, and I left. And I stayed in a hotel for a few days. And even though it was some random small coal mining town, it was the most peaceful solo little trip getaway I've been on. And it's like I needed the boredom. I needed the peace. Boredom really is just peace. And I didn't have my car, so I was kind of just walking around everywhere and just being outside. And I ended up going. I ended up walking to this really small, dark, dingy looking dive bar. I was like thinking back to it, I don't know how I stayed safe, but universe just got me. But anyway, I just went there just for like I was thirsty. I went there for a drink, and I was wearing like the cutest little summer outfit, and it was like so obvious I did not belong in there, and I was getting looked at left and right, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. And and then this moment, this experience, this short little experience happened. Um, I think I was playing pool by myself, I and then all of a sudden, this man, much older man, had real hardened looking face, came up to me, and I was like, I didn't really know what to expect, and he came up to me and he looked me in the eyes, and he told me one of the kindest, most beautiful things I've ever heard from a stranger, mind you, that I'd never met before in my life. I don't remember exactly what he said word for word, but basically he told me, you deserve all the happiness in the world. And then he left it at that. And I was really taken aback by that because, mind you, I've kind of just been used to nothing but people walking all over me, using me, abusing me, what have you. And then this man, that's probably my father's age, literally out of nowhere, just came up to me, and he looked like he was about to say some like not so nice stuff, but quite the opposite. And I was like, that moment right there, it's kind of like, even though everything wasn't okay at the time, that that gave me something. That really gave me something. And I said thank you. And that was just one experience. The other experience that I had, that I knew the universe was talking to me through other people. I was home, but I ran out of my house sobbing. Me and my partner had gotten into a really bad fight at the time, and I just needed to leave. I was safe and everything, but like emotionally, I was like all over the place. So my coping mechanism is always to kind of not run away, but like when things get too much, I need a break. I need a break mentally. So I went for a walk. Um, and actually, what I did, no, I didn't just go for a walk. I just I just drove down the street, And then I was like, I can't really drive right now, so I'm just gonna sit here. And I was sobbing in my car because it was one of those fights where it took a lot out of me, and I was kind of just in a like contemplative, reflective state of mind, and I just felt so lost, and I was sobbing in my car, and this lady, and this lady came, and I know I was like in front of her property. I was like kind of like parked on the street, but like her house was right there. She came up to my window, and I'm thinking, great, I'm about to be yelled at, and I'm having like the worst day. And she just came up to me and was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just got into a fight with my boyfriend. I'm okay." And she was like, "Okay, I was just making sure you were okay. You're you're too beautiful to cry." And I'm just like, and this woman obviously had no context of me or my relationship, didn't know what the hell was going on, but just that little, reassurance and those kind words from a stranger, you know, again, even though I was like losing my mind and having the worst day of my life, I still felt like you got me. Someone still cares, even if it's a stranger lady from down the road. Someone still cares. Someone still cares. Every time the universe has ever spoke to me through someone, I've always felt unconditionally loved. And I know the universe was trying to just speak to me and teach me that I need to give that unconditional love to myself. That's the biggest message and takeaway. Love yourself because you deserve to be loved. Love you guys.